Hello everyone, it's Grumpy Gamer, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the throne room on survival, nightmare hardcore. Okay, here we go, nightmare throne room hardcore survival. Now, what I like to do on this map, well, almost every map, I start off with the squire. And this map's about pushing the limit, my skill limit, so in this map I'm actually going to be using all four of my main characters. Okay, now let's see. First thing I like to do is start off right here. I'm going to build a few defenses right here. There we go. And as I've said before, make sure the turrets are facing each other, or they're covering each other, because spiders will come through there and hit them if you don't. Okay, now let's see where I build next is over here. Now that's first wave. You really don't build a whole lot, obviously, but let me see what do I build next. Let's build these two turrets here. I got enough mana. I'm a little too far away. Now these two turrets right here, if you look at the firing arc, I'm looking at the right side. I'm going to place another one symmetrically to this one, but I want to make sure that this one is going to be able to cover the other one. So there's one. And there's the other one. Now you see I make sure the firing arc's covering it. So those two are covering each other. Now I'm going to switch to Mana Girl. She does most of my upgrading. Now she doesn't have a whole lot of mana to work with, so what I'm going to build is 3 gas traps. Now if you notice the placement here, this gas trap, I want to drag it back. I want to get, you see the circumference of the trap, I want to get to where it just barely covers from here to here. It's not critical, that's just how I like to place it. And we got one more. And this one right here, I want to make sure the diameter of this trap goes over these 2 harpoons. And I'll show you, actually I want to go over that just a little bit more. I'll show you the logic behind that in just a minute. In the next wave or two. Okay, we're out of mana, so we'll go ahead and G up. And the only thing she's going to build is darkness traps next to the gas trap. Now, as you can see, I'm putting the darkness trap slightly ahead of the gas trap. But anyway, the reason I do that was, let's say a monster's coming this way. If the gas trap was in front of the darkness trap or overlapping, the gas trap might trigger before he's in the darkness trap. And what's going to happen there, if it's like an ogre, he's coming this way, he hits the gas trap first, he's immune to it. And the darkness trap will destroy his immunity, but he's got to be able to hit the darkness trap before the gas trap. But right now I need to go back to Spardo, and he needs to finish building what he's going to build. Okay, next thing we're going to build is 2 more harpoons here. There's one. Next thing we build is 2 more harpoons there. Now these things right here, same logic. You want to rotate them until they're going to cover each other. There we go. They're barely covering each other. Okay, now I am done. That is with building with him. That's the only thing he's going to build in this map. And the next thing I actually do is switch to my summoner. Normally on a whole lot of maps you switch to the summoner last, but on this particular map, in this instance, I'm going to do it with this guy first. Now what I'm going to do is trick here is he's going to be building archers. They're going to act like walls. So my Eevee or my squire aren't going to be messing with walls on this map. There's several advantages to this. One, they're like self-filling walls because I'm going to put a mage behind each group of archers and they're going to keep them repaired or healed. Now I don't know why it shows that they're facing a certain direction, but they will rotate 360 degrees and shoot stuff behind them, so none of that really matters. But I'll put this mage back behind him. A little hard to see, but there we go. And if you can see, he's directly behind him. Well, basically we're covering all the entrances to the base. Monsters are going to get in the base, unfortunately. It's going to be those ogres, hardest monsters to kill. One guy here. Now, unfortunately, that's all you're going to have left. Yeah, see, I only got one SU left. That's not enough to build anything. But this is actually probably the most well-defended area of the game because I've got 2 harpoons covering it, plus those 3 harpoons back there. These harpoons right here, the ones I'm pointing at right now, they might be able to cover and rotate too, but anyway, this area is so well defended that one mage is all you need. Actually, you probably don't even need him, but as long as you got the SUs, why not use it? But last thing we're going to do is switch to, we'll drop our mana, switch to the Eevee. And she's going to go put buff beans on everything we built. Okay, so let's do that. You know, now think about it, I'm not going to mess with it in this playthrough, but what you might try doing, separating these two things a little bit. And you might be able to get that mage in the middle, and then the mage will be able to get buffed too, but it's something you might try. Might experiment a little bit. Okay. There we go. We got one buff beam there. Now, possible. You want to try to use as less DUs as possible, but every time I place a buff beam, I always look at it to make sure it is buffed, because occasionally you might have it misplaced slightly or something. Okay, now what? Okay, now we're going to switch back to Mana Girl. And she's just, I think she's actually the best character in the game for upgrading, because she's super fast and she's got this piercing shot and just takes stuff down in droves, especially like this one. When you got this long corridor, you can fire a piercing shot and everything in front of her will basically die. Normally in hardcore mode, if you die, you're going to respawn at the end of the wave, but on survival, the bad thing is, I guess on any map, if one monster gets stuck, the wave won't, and you're dead, the wave won't finish because he's stuck, and then you're basically just got to go back to the tavern. So it's a good idea not to die in hardcore mode if you can avoid it, because occasionally it can be game over. Okay, now we just need the last of our buff beams. We got one there, there. Need one here. Now if you watch carefully when I place those, the radius of all the traps goes up. Okay, and this one here, This one's actually one of the easy ones to build. I put it on right smack dab in the middle of that turret and drag it to the middle of the other turret, and that will actually cover all three of those turrets. I don't even got to check that because I've done it so many times. Okay, now I have 4 DUs left. Let's see, what are we going to do with those? We need reflection beams. Okay, reflection beam. And I want to get them as close to the archers as possible. There we go. We used up 100% of our DUs. And we used 99 out of 100 SUs. Okay, everything is completely built. Let me go over it one last time for you. We have gas and darkness traps at all 3 main entrance ways. That's going to slow stuff down. The darkness makes sure that the ogres get slowed down too, but everything's going to get slowed down. We have basically walls. We use archers for walls, which is really nice because as soon as something comes up to these steps, these archers are going to start tearing them up, so everything's going to be taking damage from your walls more or less. So we got 5 archers here, a mage behind them, 3 archers along these little side steps with a mage supporting them, and 3 archers here, same thing. And then we got buff beams on these 3 turrets, on these 4 turrets, on those 2 turrets up there, and on the 2 main entranceways on the archers, which also boosts from this point on. I just hit G, and I'm going to get as much mana as I can, just upgrade everything. One thing important to know, upgrade evenly, because it's kind of a diminishing return thing. In other words, you want to upgrade all the buff beams first, but don't get this one to 3 stars before you upgrade the other ones. Like, put a couple levels on this one, and put a couple levels on this one, a couple levels there, there, and there, and just kind of like go around. Don't have really strong defenses in one area and really weak defenses in another.